Hello and welcome to episode 161 of Fergo and the Freak. I'm that bloke from Rugby League Project, Andrew Ferguson. You can find me on Twitter at AndrewRLP. Joining me once again is the sumptuous League Freak. You can find me at League Freak. How you going there, mate?
What the hell's wrong with you? That's just weird. But I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I wish I was sumptuous.
Well, we can't be all things to all people, can we?
I was going to say, just to put you at ease a little bit, the definition of sumptuous is splendid and expensive looking.
Okay. That feels weirder.
Well, I could have gone with luxurious.
Yeah, I don't know. I like sumptuous.
I'll save luxurious for the next episode. We're sticking with sumptuous today.
Okay.
Now, just in case you may not have heard, the NRL has decided that the competition is definitely starting on May 28th, and there will be 20 rounds. So the first two rounds that have already been played will stand, as will the latter. So there'll be another 18 rounds, and the grand final will be played on October 25, which is about 3 weeks after it normally would be. And I guess a lot of speculation suggesting that State of Origin will be played in 3 consecutive weekends after the grand final at some stage.
Yeah, which I guess that puts an end to any idea of having a proper Ashes or a Kangaroo Tour, I guess. Well, I guess they could maybe squeeze in an Ashes series, but it's very, very quick, and it's a lot to ask of the players. I don't think they should do that. But, yeah, it seems like a really good compromise. I think it's a perfect season length in general, and I'm kind of excited to see the State of Origin at the end of the year. I'm happy that the grand final isn't too much later than that. I think they'll still get away with that, and apparently it'll still be able to be played at the SCG. So we won't be seeing the grand final move. But, yeah, really exciting. I can't wait for the season to kick off, hey?
Yeah, no, it's going to be pretty damn good. It's the 20 rounds, I guess, is, as you were saying in our pre-episode episode, it's a compromise between what the NRL wants and what the broadcasters, well, one of the broadcasters wants. So
yeah,
we know that one of them doesn't want any games at all.
Yeah, Channel 9 are scumbags, but Fox Sports were like, give us the longest season possible, we'd love that. But apparently Channel 9's still hopeful that they can show that slap and tickle 2020 World Cup that they, apparently are really, really keen on. So, but yeah, 20 rounds. I think 20 rounds is a really good length for the season anyway. I think it's going to be interesting to see how it affects the season and just having that straight run for teams. It's going to be interesting to see, because we're not going to have the ups and downs of the Origin series in the middle of it. So how will that affect a team like the Warriors, for instance? Will we see a team like the St. George Illawarra Dragons be able to maybe continue their momentum at the start of a year? It's going to be really interesting. I'm really, really looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's and just in case anyone's wondering, I'm sure they aren't, this will be the shortest season with full competition since 1966.
Yeah, and look, it's not like it's the shortest season since 1909 or something when the game was still establishing itself. We're still going to have a really full season. The premiers are going to be the premiers. I don't think you can take anything away from the team that'll win it this year, unless it's the Roosters.
Well, that's the thing is, I've heard some people say that 2020 will forever have an asterisk marked against it because, it's not a full season. But I can't see any genuinely good argument to suggest that it won't be counted as official because we've had a few truncated seasons in the past. 1921 there was only 9 rounds. 1937 I think there was only 9 rounds. 1925 they actually ended the season early because South Sydney was so far ahead, no one was going to catch them.
Yeah.
So they just went, what's the bother of playing? So they just cut the seasons early and just played the City Cup after that.
Yeah.
So, and no one's going to say that any of those titles are, illegitimate or less important or less valuable. They're all treated the same. And so this one will be exactly the same as that.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, you look at the last, 20 years, how many teams won the premiership that got stripped of their title or shouldn't have won the title, or, they had salary cap breaches either side of their title winning season, funnily enough. There's so many seasons you could put a red felt marker through if you really wanted to. And I think that this is one of the ones that, it's fine. There's plenty of games that'll be played. And as I said, I'm really looking forward to seeing how the dynamic of the shorter season affects each team, and if it'll have an effect on how teams rotate their squads. I think of a team like Melbourne who sometimes get towards the end of the season and start tinkering a little bit. Will they do that mid-season and then try and get some footy back into their main team a little bit earlier because of the shortened season? There's a lot there that, we're going to have players that will be coming back from injury that wouldn't have been available. Another thing, if you get a couple of months on the sideline through injury, you're almost missing the whole season now. So there's a lot that's really going to be different, and that it's going to be a season like we haven't seen in nearly a lifetime. So I can't wait. It's going to be great. And I think that it could end with a premiership winner that is a little bit left field, and I'm ready for that. I think that it would be fantastic.
Unless it's Parramatta.
Well, you know what? If Parramatta won it, I think that'd be exciting. Can you imagine Mitch Moses, Clive Churchill winner? You'd love it.
That's all we've got time for today, people.
Oh, man.
You wash your mouth out.
It could happen, though. Like, how many in a 20-round season, you can put in a couple of good months and win the Dally M.
So you're saying the West Tigers are a chance?
West Tigers are a big... Hey, they're going to be playing footy in September. Think about that.
This is true.
Mm.
It is all good. I'll tell you what, the other thing that I'm very, very interested in is seeing how well the game is followed, I guess, in October, November, especially with State of Origin being played possibly in November.
Yeah.
Because if that rates its socks off, I wonder if the NRL goes, we should probably do this more often.
Yeah, I think that if it rates its socks off, it would stay there definitely. And look, there's something about it being at the end of the year that I'm excited about. I don't know exactly what that is, but I think
I think when you get to the grand final and you go, right, the minute the grand final ends, you go, right, we're in off season.
Yeah, it's cricket season.
It's going to be like 5 months of just no footy.
Yeah.
And now you'll be getting to the day after grand final going, we still got State of Origin.
Yeah, exactly. And the first State of Origin series that we've seen where it's the only focus, like there's nothing else happening.
Yeah. The only downside to having Origin at the end of the year
Yeah.
is it gives Matthew Johns all those months to come up with the most absurd selection ideas, which will be given all sorts of credence, and people will go, yeah, that's a good idea, let's do that.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, you're going to have some left wing just should not be their players getting picked in Origin.
Yeah, some bloody reserve grader from Newcastle who had 2 good weeks. It's like, what? Why is this guy here?
Yeah.
Matthew
Johns.
Why is Bradman Best playing fullback for New South Wales?
Matthew Johns again.
He's anything he suggests is fucking terrible.
Yeah, just do the opposite.
Yeah, and he'll be fine.
That's how you make Matthew Johns an absolute legend. You just do the opposite to him.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what his brother did throughout the whole play career. He's watched Matthew Johns and gone, I'll do what he's not doing, and sure enough, he's an immortal.
Yeah. And he's not exactly a brain surgeon.
No, he's not a surgeon of anything.
No, definitely not. But there's something I want to say, and I will not. But anyway, It's going to be exciting. Here's a question for you. Do you reckon that the shortened season and this break that we've had has much of an effect on who you believe will win the premiership?
No.
Okay, so for me, I think that it drags a couple of teams into it. I think it gives a team like Parramatta a stronger chance. I think it gives a team like the Penrith Panthers a stronger chance. Teams that maybe you see fade at points, I don't think we're going to see them fade as much. Or that's a guess. We'll find out. But that's what I'm guessing, is that some of those teams you won't see them fade as much. But that's the beauty of this short season. We're going to find out. It's going to be so fantastic.
Well, I just say there might be one team that could possibly benefit, and that's going to be climate-based, and that's going to be the Cowboys. Because the end of the year is going to be played in much warmer climate than what the rest of the season is.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That's the only one I can think of, but I think that might be drawing a long bow.
Yeah, look, I've always wondered how much of an advantage is that for the Cowboys? Because there's two trains of thought. There's the train of thought that, like, they're so used to playing in the warmer environment that, like, if you get a warmer day towards the end of the season, they're just super used to it. They just play on. But then there's the other thought of, well, they've got to train in that all week and it takes something out of them. I tend to split the difference and say, man, I think that once that you've been living there for a certain amount of time, it's just there's no difference.
Well, I suppose I think players who come from Melbourne might find there's a difference. Humidity? What the hell is this? What?
Possibly.
The weather stays the same all day?
Yeah.
It never changes? What sort of devil is this?
You sound very quiet. What happened?
Sound very quiet?
Yeah, you sound real quiet.
Don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, why do you sound so quiet?
Don't know.
Yeah, you went really quiet all of a sudden.
Very curious.
Yeah.
This is a great part of the podcast.
I know. It's all right. We can cut it out.
Well, we can just leave it in there. Just say we just put our technical difficulties live on air.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? We'll just let me talk to the what would you call it? Sound engineer, producer.
Oh, just poke him with a stick.
Yeah. Hey, Jamie, pull that up.
Is that any better?
That's a little bit better, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I feel like I'll be coming through booming because I've got this sweet ass microphone, this Rode. But we'll find out.
I've got my face very close to a blue ball at the moment, so I think we'll be fine now.
Nice. I've seen videos like that. So yeah, okay. So I think it's probably an idea that we now go to the greatest disgrace that has ever befit man in all of human history, and it happened over the last 48 hours.
Oh, did Peter Fitzsimons write another article?
He did. You won't guess what he thinks should happen to the NRL season.
Scrap it, kill it, stomp on it, and give all the money across the rugby union?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And
Vichy lives on.
Yeah, exactly. If he wrote about rugby union, no one would fucking read it because no one cares. Rugby union's dead in Australia. Let's face it. No, the big story today, and the one that people are getting so angry about, I really don't understand it. Players breaking curfew, and it started yesterday with the day before yesterday. If you're listening to the podcast now, we saw a few NRL players up at Latrell Mitchell's place, and it was who was it? It was Latrell Mitchell, Josh Addo.
I was going to say I saw someone post a screenshot of Phil Rothfield's tweet about this.
Yeah,
I know who the players were. It was Latrell Mitchell and Mitchell Addo-Carr. That's who he said.
Oh, Mitchell Addo-Carr.
Yeah.
Maybe that's Josh's like cousin or something, hey?
So I don't know why Josh has been fined. He's innocent in all this.
Just unlucky.
Yeah.
Anyway, Tyrone Roberts-Davis was another player that was with them. There must have been, about 12, 15 people that were there. Looks like they got together for a bit of a weekend barbecue get together. Let's ride the trail bikes. Let's shoot a few guns. Just typical country life, really. But it didn't go down well with the viewers. The mums with kids, they didn't like it whatsoever. So there's been a lot of fallout from that. It was, the most beautiful part of it was that Latrell Mitchell and Josh Adokar put out apologies on, I guess, Instagram, and they must have both been given the same apology, because when they read it out, it was almost word for word. And I love that, because it's like, you know what? You want me to read off your script? I'll read off your script, okay? And I loved it. I just can't get angry about this. What do you reckon?
I'm just like,
yeah.
I'm not saying that they should just be let off. Obviously, they shouldn't. It's stupid.
Yeah.
Just the whole thing's stupid. I can't get angry. It's stupid.
Yeah.
They're just dumb. And I can't also accept people saying, oh, they're just young kids. They're in their 20s. They're not kids.
Yeah.
They should know better. It's just dumb. It's dumb enough to go out and do this in a group. It's obscenely stupid to take photos of it, and it is of the lowest IQ possible to then put those photos up on social media, because you just know, especially if you're Latrell Mitchell, after what he went through in the off-season, the media's going to be looking for it. They're going to do a story on it. It's going to get seen, and it's going to get reported on. It's just so absurdly stupid.
Yeah, and there was a number of things about this that there was a little bit of a perfect storm. So, one of them was the fact that it played out on social media. As you say, they put the pictures up. Another thing was the use of guns, and this is something that we talked about in our podcast. To people that live in the city, seeing somebody with a shotgun in Australia is shocking. And you have lived in the country. I haven't. I've lived in the city my whole life. If you live in the country, a gun is actually one of your tools, and a lot of people need that tool. And you've been around them before, haven't you?
Yeah. So my old man used to go shooting and stuff like that out on farms, and obviously there's a degree of enjoyment you get out of it, but the whole purpose is to get rid of pests off the farmland. Because kangaroos and rabbits, they dig holes everywhere, they wreck fences and stuff like that. All of this costs money to farmers, so you get to have a bit of fun, you get to do something good for everyone at the same time, and that's kind of what you use them for. Another very common, and possibly the most common use for them, is to put down livestock that might be injured, or you can't recover them. They can't be fixed by medicine, so quickest and easiest way to deal with it and cheapest way is to just put a bullet in them.
Yeah.
And then it was also, killing snakes.
Yeah. And as I said to you at the start when we were just chatting before the podcast, if I lived in the country, I would have one. And it would be for the 5 things I could think about that I'd need it for, and 100 things I can't think about that I might not need it for. Because a lot of the time when you're living that far out, there's no help. You can't just call a phone and be like, I need help in 5 minutes,
That's right.
So when the weapons charges against NRL players and stuff, the weapons charges seem to be that Latrell Mitchell had the license to have the gun, the license to use the gun, and by allowing Adokar to shoot it, he breached the license.
Mm-hmm.
And so what happens is you have your guns confiscated, and your charges are pressed against you because, that's against the law.
Yeah, and the license is revoked.
Yeah, and that seems, that is really straightforward to me. That's not anything sinister, I don't think.
No, that's what happens to anyone who does that.
Yeah. and silly. Like, I'm not saying it's not silly. Really, really
Nah,
silly.
that's all this is. This is just absurdly stupid.
Yeah. The other one was they rode trail bikes, and they were saying these trail bikes were unregistered. If I had a big block of land, and we're talking fucking huge blocks of land here, and this bike never went on the road, why would you register it?
I'm not sure that I'll need to be correct on this, but I'm not sure that they need to be registered if you're riding it on private property.
Yeah, I mean, even if they did, if I was just using them on my property, I wouldn't register it. Why would you? It just is extra money that you don't really need to be spending.
Yeah.
So,
That's,
you know, I thought that when they had those things come up, I thought that was it. You know, just silliness on the silliness. But the media made it out to be very sinister, as they always do.
my question, okay, is what was Latrell doing on a trail bike when he had a perfectly good Mercedes-Benz to do donuts in?
Yeah. He could have been doing doughies in a $250,000 machine.
Wouldn't you?
Oh, yeah. Are you kidding? Listen, here's my dream. My dream is to get a big block of land like that, to build fences around it and call it a compound. Because there's a point where it's a compound. It's when you have fences, but they're fences you can't see through. Yeah. And, man, the weird shit I will do in this place. Like, I will be one of those, you know, in England when some northerner wins the lotto and they win, like, a lot of money, and then they buy a big block of land and they have smash-up derbies and stuff. That's going to be my place if I ever get rich.
I hadn't heard about the smash-up derbies. I just thought they just invested in mushy peas until they ran out of money.
Mushy peas and mess. But yeah, and look, these were just a bunch of dudes that we're getting towards the end of this lockout. If this had happened a month ago, I'd probably be pissed off about it. All right. And I have said this. I've been in a voluntary lockdown for at least 6 weeks, I reckon. I mean, not leaving the house until this week when I did a Porto run. And I literally hadn't left the house before then. So I've treated this very seriously. I'm not angry at this. That we're getting towards the end of the lockout. We've seen worse things happen. This was silly, stupid, yeah, all that sort of stuff. But I can't get angry at it.
Oh, look, I think the other thing that's worth pointing out too is that they did this in the country.
Yeah.
If one of them's going to be sick, then they're not going to be infecting too many people, pretty much just themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's the case, they're going to do that in the city or the country anyway. I'd rather they do that in the country, mm-hmm. where they're going to be less exposed to other people in the population, whereas if they were doing these sort of gatherings in the city, I probably would be a bit more irritated by it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's just stupid. They haven't broken any laws that I'm aware of, other than the gun one.
They got fined for $1,000 for not doing the social distancing, which is fine. Yeah. Like that's what the law said. Yeah, fine.
Yeah. And I heard that the NRL's dished out, $50,000 fines to both of them, wasn't it?
Yeah, so Latrell Mitchell and Josh Addo-Carr have been given $50,000 fines. Tyrone Roberts-Davis also got a $10,000 fine. They've all been given a one-match ban, and there's and that's been suspended for the remainder of the season, so they won't miss a game.
Unless they stuff up.
Yeah, and 60% of their fines have been suspended for the remainder of the season as well. So, yeah.
I assume that people are blowing up about the punishments as well. I've got no problem with them, to be honest.
Look, I think I think that they're excessive for the NRL to add that layer on top of it. You know what I would have done if I was the NRL? I would have called these players up and I would have said, look, I'm not angry. I'm not going to blow up at you and stuff. But I need you to go into the 3-week isolation from everyone at the team now. I need you to start that. We're making the Warriors do that. And you have to do that as well yourself. I can't have you training with your teammates and stuff. That's what I would have done. I don't think I would have added another layer of fines on top of it, but I just would have made them self-isolate, because I think if you'd done that, the clubs would then have got on the phone to every single player and said, listen, we can't afford too many of you to be sitting on the sidelines for 3 weeks because you decided to go for a barbecue together. So we need you to take this seriously. And I think that would have done way more than these fines have done.
No, I agree. I think they definitely should have done that. Mm-hmm. I would still leave the fine there. Okay. Purely because with any luck, it's an investment in them being smarter.
Mm-hmm.
So you say, right, we're going to take money away from you. Next time, don't be so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Seriously. I can't get how brazenly dumb this whole thing was.
Yeah, just silly. Just silly.
Yeah.
Especially to put it on social media. Like,
that's the dumbest part of it.
Yeah, it makes you wonder if... I mean, they've got to know. They've got to know that they must have known that it was going to be a problem for people.
Latrell should have. I can understand Addo Carr maybe not thinking of that big a deal with it. Latrell should have known after what went on with him in the off-season.
Yeah, I mean...
He got fucking hounded and followed around everywhere. He knows this shit.
Yeah, he knows how it works. Like, he lent a friend's car, and all of a sudden, he's driving around a supposed $250,000 car and no one likes him because he's flaunting his money. Which, by the way, if he wants to flaunt his money, he's allowed to.
I would.
Oh, man. I don't have money and I flaunt it.
Who wouldn't?
Yeah.
Who's going to sit there with $1 million in their hand and just go, oh, you know what? I might just go and do a bit of $10 an hour work and I won't tell anyone.
Yeah,
Fuck
at some
that.
point.
Go buy something fancy and fucking show that shit off.
Exactly. You need something that's got some bling. And, yeah. Anyway. Mitchell needs to just chill. If I was him, you know what I would do? I would say, go to South and I'd say, can you just say that I'm on a media ban, please, for the rest of the year?
Mm-hmm.
And then that's how I deal with it.
Take his phone off him. That should be the punishment these players get these days. Instead of giving them a 1 week suspension, take their phone off them for a week.
Man, that would really scare players.
That's the way to do it. Now, there was another player who did the wrong thing.
Nah, it's all fine. Let's just skip this. What's the next on?
I was hoping that I'd get your line out of him after we reveal what had happened. Okay. The Panthers halfback Nathan Cleary was photographed with several women. I just want to know.
Yeah.
If this is his, let's be respectful. Let's call them his entourage.
Do you know who they were?
No.
I know who they were. Apparently, right? Because keep in mind, Nathan Cleary, butter wouldn't melt in his mouth. He lives at home still, right?
Exactly.
And so he's at home. Apparently, they were his sister's friends that turned up. And I would almost bet money that his sister made all of her friends go into Nathan Cleary and do the opposite of socially, distancing, and took a picture and were like, oh, I'm going to get you in trouble. And actually has got him in trouble. That's the sort of horrible shit sisters do.
So perhaps the sisters should get the fine.
Yes, 100%.
Why didn't the Cleary household come to that conclusion and work that instead?
I know. Well, how about this? Because this is obviously what happened, right? So, young Nathan, proud of him. He's sitting there and he's looking over game tape because he's getting ready for the season. Because he's, butter wouldn't melt in his mouth.
He's focused.
Yeah, that's all he does. All he does is he's a footy player and he just doesn't do anything bad. Okay, so he's sitting there.
Student of the game.
He really is. He really is. Anytime he takes a field, the winner is Rugby League. So he's sitting there quietly, just, watching game tape. And all of a sudden, all these girls run in and jump on him and stuff, right? Now, He's a 23-year-old millionaire, you know. I mean, come on.
He's a bit shy and a bit bashful.
Yeah, he's like, come on, don't take my picture. You know, oh, all right. I'll smile for the camera. And then they all get up and leave, and he's like, oh, man, I've spent all this time socially isolating, and that happens. What are the odds? And then he goes back to game tape, right? And then he watches more game tape, and then it starts getting late, 9:30, almost 10 o'clock. It's time for bed. Has some milk and cookies, goes to bed. Wakes up the next day. Front page. Holy shit. And he gets fined for it. What are we doing?
It's just not fair, is it?
Not only is it not fair, I think it's un-Australian.
Un-Australian.
And here's the other thing, right? If he hasn't socially isolated and he's been fined for it, he lives in the same house as his dad, who's an NRL coach. Shouldn't his dad be fined?
Well, no, you got to protect him.
Why?
Because if you fine him, he might get tired.
The last thing we need is him to get tired, because if he gets tired, his son's going to get tired.
Yeah,
we cannot afford them to be tired. I mean, we've only just got over all of our players and coaches being tired because the schizophrenic, general manager all of a sudden he's gone.
There's a severe lethargy issue within the Cleary household.
Yeah, maybe there is.
Maybe they need some iron.
Yeah. But you know what? Once again, just silly. Shouldn't have been posted. Shouldn't have happened. I'm not going to be mad. But at the same time, I would say, listen, Nathan, you got to socially isolate for 3 more weeks before you can have any involvement in club.
Yeah, it's just stupid. Utterly stupid.
Do you think anything I've said there is wrong and silly?
What about being stupid?
No, about Nathan Cleary.
No.
Okay. Because people are going to accuse me of showing bias for the Panthers. Yeah. And
I've never heard you be biased. If anyone wants to know just how biased you are towards the Panthers, I'll tell you right now, the Freaky here will happily, maybe not happily, but he will honestly be critical of the Panthers when they deserve it. And if you want evidence, just ask him about the days when Matthew Elliott was coach of Penrith.
Fuck you, Andrew.
He will go on a long, long rant about how bad things were then. He won't sit there and tell you everything was rosy.
I remember people used to say to me, you know what? Why don't you support the club? And I'd say, because I'm not handing over my fucking money to a dumb club that's handing their money to this fucking idiot to coach our team so poorly year after year. And then he's going to have them training with this trainer that just bulks them up so they can't fucking move laterally. We've got the most simplistic fucking attack in the whole NRL, this side of Des Hasler's under 7 style at the Canterbury Bulldogs.
And the Paul McGregor kick to the corners and hope for the best.
Yeah.
Or maybe that's probably more simplistic. Because I'd argue that McGregor's got a better squad to work with than what old Tea Leaves had.
Well, I'm trying to think. I mean, at one point, he had Gower, Wesser, Pulatua, Trent Waterhouse, Clinton, Pritis. This Lewis. It's a pretty...
He didn't have one of the greatest British front rowers of all time, though, did he?
That's true. For those that don't know, the International Rugby League is running a poll, and they're putting together lists of the greatest players of all time based on position. Now, this is League Freak talking here. This isn't Andrew. Whoever is putting together these lists of players doesn't know what they're talking about. This is what League Freak is saying. You need to talk to the fucking historians. They're historians. They do this for a living. Talk to them before you put together a list of players. Just talk to them. And whatever they say, you write it down and you post it. You don't look to start discussion with stupid shit. That's all I want to say. That was League Freak saying that. Now let's continue our discussion, Andrew.
Yes. What else was there to discuss? We've pretty much covered off the game starting again.
Yep.
Player misbehaviour.
Yep.
There's supposed to be some player sanctions, and this is to do with players are going to be put in isolation or some such thing. I haven't read this yet.
Mm-hmm.
Around the footballers, when football starts up again. Because Peter V'landys was talking about how the game itself will be stricter than what the current sanctions are in the state. To try and make everyone feel safe and comfortable and whatnot, that the players aren't going to be, the NRL isn't being above the law or something like that.
Yeah. Well, it's very strange. It's just a sport. I think the problem comes in, right, when the NRL tries to put itself on a pedestal and it tries to be all things to all people, and it especially tries to be things to people that have never fucking liked the sport to begin with, And when they do that, they put themselves in bad positions. If I was Peter V'landys, I'd be like, look, we're a sport. We're legally allowed to do this. We've consulted it with everyone. We've got experts on board to make sure this is as safe as possible. And we're forging ahead. And that would be it. And, I think they've done a really good job so far. I'm really pleased with the way that they've steadfastly said 28th of May. That's when we're kicking off. And anybody that's not on board, you are not on board. And funnily enough, everyone's on board.
Yeah. It's only a few people who actually hate the game who aren't on board. And I mean, let's be honest, no one gives a fuck about those people.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, if you're waiting for the right date for Rugby League to start, according to Peter Fitzsimons, you're going to be waiting a long fucking time.
Yeah, he won't provide a date at all.
Exactly. So let's just get on with it, and we'll put on some footy games, because they're just footy games. We're not doing anything amazing here. We're just putting on footy games. So let's put on some footy games.
If we're honest, Peter Fitzsimons needs the game to start up, because otherwise he's got nothing to write about.
Yeah, exactly. What's he going to talk about? Fucking how Gordon's going to go against Randwick. No one gives a shit.
Nicely done. I'm also just looking on the NRL website for what other news articles they've got. Who is your NRL man crush?
Mine?
No, that's a question they've got on their NRL website.
Oh, really? Who have they got?
As NRL news. They've interviewed players.
Oh, really?
You've got to a point when you've run out of lists and team lineups of best of all time to do, when that's your fallback.
Who's your current NRL man crush?
Tomalolo.
Yeah, mine's Tomalolo as well.
How could it not be?
I know. It's crazy. Whenever I watch it, it's just crazy. I can't believe what I'm watching.
Exactly. So we discussed this off air, and we've done no planning, so let's just have to wing it. Should we do a team? One of these bullshit best ever teams?
Okay, let's do, because me and Andrew have been talking about these fucking ridiculous lists of teams that people are putting together. Just so, first of all, who's reading them? Does anyone care? Like, when there's a clever one, it's like, oh, that's clever. When everyone's doing lists of teams that are based on everything, it's like I'm tuned out at this point, right? So let's do a team. Who's going to write it down? Are you or me?
Oh, okay, I will. So this is going to be the first. We might do a few, but the first one we had there. First one we were going to do was the best rugby league team that doesn't contain any rugby league players.
Okay, I'm ready to go. You know what? Let's do it one each. We'll go back and forth. How about that?
Okay.
Let
me draw this up. I'm not going to use an actual pen. We don't do that these days.
No, we'll flip it. I'm going to flip my phone. Okay, Jason, tell my phono. Red, you get. Black, I go first. Okay.
Okay.
Ready? So, It's black. I thought it was going to be red. I kind of wanted you to go first.
I'm so glad it's not me first.
Okay. Are we ready?
So we're going to go with, we're going to go by position, or are you just going to pick a name? We'll
Oh
discuss
yeah,
the position.
let's just pick a position, and then we'll go with the name for that position. How about that?
All right, fullback.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to pick fullback first. Yeah.
Yep.
Doesn't play rugby league. I'm going Quade Cooper.
Quade Cooper.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't care. I just don't fucking care. So boring. I don't care.
I just thought there was a perfect opportunity there.
Yeah.
For you to say Clint Gutherson.
Oh shit. Oh fuck.
You know what? I'll put him on the wing.
Okay. Is that your second pick? Clint Gutherson.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll put him on the wing.
Okay. Ooh, okay. I'm going to pick a.
Looking at centre. Or we can pick wing if you want. Whatever you choose.
Well, I thought we could pick whatever position we wanted when we had the pick.
Alrighty. You do that.
Okay. I am going to pick. Let's see. Someone that's not in the game. I'm gonna pick. Todd Greenberg.
Yeah.
On the other wing.
Oh.
Yeah, because he's taking his money and running. He's got $650,000 they can spend on whatever the fuck Todd Greenberg wants. Can you imagine how many rings he could buy for Barb with that?
All of them.
Fucking all of them.
Yeah. I'm going to put... I'm going to put Peter V'landys at hooker.
Oh, wow. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a really good one. That's a nice one.
He's paid well to get by people, media.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Man, that took one of my ones. Fuck. God damn it. Okay. I'm going to pick at lock forward, loose forward. They call that in the UK.
It's a lock.
It's lock, yeah. Fuck you, Palms.
Because it locks the scrum.
Yeah, it's our game. Loose
forward the scrum.
As I used to say to them, as soon as they invented it, we perfected it.
Exactly. Well, we called it Rugby League.
Exactly. It's lock.
Yep.
Someone that isn't involved in the game at all. Danny Weidler.
Danny Weidler.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
All right. One just for my own satisfaction, just to see what would happen to him in an actual game. I'm going to put Bill Harrigan at prop.
Ooh. Let's hope he plays by the spirit of the game, hey?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Can I pick the other prop? Is that all right?
Yeah, go for
it. This is more rugby league related, but I feel as though I'm still going to be in the spirit of the team.
Okay.
Kerry-Ann Kennelly. I think that she would be unstoppable.
Oh, that is good.
Yeah.
Wow. At centre, I'm going to put Peter Fitzsimons.
Oh, wow. The pirate. You know he's interesting because he wears a do-rag. You know what? I might pick the other centre position. Yeah. No, I'm going second row. I've changed my mind. I'm going second row. He brought the Thunder to the Sutherland Shire. His hair's thinning in the last few weeks, but I'm going with him anyway. Prime Minister Scott Morrison.
The ScoMo at centre.
ScoMo, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is a good one.
Thank you.
I think at the other second row,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go with Phil Rothfield.
Ooh, that's a left field one.
Yeah. Because he only knows one way, and that's in whatever his direction he wants to go.
Yeah.
I reckon he'd be a good line runner. You give him a
Well,
line, he takes it.
exactly. Him and ScoMo on the back there. Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So we've got both halves, and we've got a centre.
Okay, so all right, so I'm going to pick the other centre with this pick. You know how McDonald's does whenever there's an Olympics, they do those commemorative cups.
Yeah.
I'm going to pick one of those commemorative cups as the other centre.
So we'll go with McDonald's commemorative cup.
Yeah, Olympic Games commemorative cup. That's important.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that they're sturdy, they're dependable, they're underrated, and they always bring a smile to your face when someone brings it out because you're like, oh yeah, I remember the Olympics in LA.
Oh yeah.
It's like, oh, what am I? I'm drinking out of this thing. It's almost as old as I am. Okay.
I'll tell you what. You've given me a. I hadn't thought of using objects. That's given me a great idea. So
I love using objects, by the way.
Look, let's be honest. You're the king of objects.
Yeah, well, I don't like to brag, but
all right, at halfback,
mm-hmm.
I'm going to put Latrell Mitchell's Mercedes.
Oh shit! Wow, that's an impressive one, Andrew.
We've got 5'8".
Okay, so this is the last selection, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, this is I've actually done some talent scouting for this one. Okay. It is whatever tickle in the balls that Phil Gould knows right now who's going to be a great footy player in about 20 years from now, because he always knows them before everyone else did. So that's who it is. It's the tickle in the balls that Phil Gould knows will become a great football player one day.
The tickle in Gus's balls.
Yeah, not Gus's balls. Someone else's balls that Gus knows of. Yeah. Do you see where I'm going with that one?
The tickle in someone else's balls.
Yeah. That he already knows is going to be a great player in first grade 20 years from now.
All right. Do you know of any others that you want to put in here? Because I thought of one, so I figured we might just go to a bench.
Yeah, let's do a bench.
Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. On the first bench spot, I'm going to put Staff Riders.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Staff Riders is he's a super sub.
You know, I'd even make Staff Riders captain on the bench.
Yeah, I'm willing to do that. Kurt Gidley style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Who else can we put on the bench?
Okay. On the bench, I'm going. No.
I just heard the gate in the garden path shut there.
Yeah, I slammed it shut real hard.
It was briefly open.
Yeah. I had a look down the path and I was like, that would be really funny to say, but I don't want to deal with the consequences.
Yes.
Okay. So I am going to go with I think I'm going to go with Gladys Berejiklian, because obviously she's given the green light to all this. She should get a run.
That's fair enough too.
Yeah.
Number 16. Let's see. Who can we put in there? Oh, I know. George Clark.
Oh, yes. Man. Oh,
Last bench spot. It's all yours.
I'm going to copy you and say George Clark.
That was brilliant.
Thank you.
What a team.
What's that team? Read that team out.
Okay. We've got Quade Cooper at fullback. On the wings, we've got Clint Gutherson and Todd Greenberg.
Mm-hmm.
At centre, we've got Peter Fitzsimons and the McDonald's Olympic Games Commemorative Cup.
Mm-hmm.
5/8. The tickle in someone else's balls that Phil Gould knows of. Halfback, Latrell Mitchell's Mercedes.
Mm-hmm.
In the front row, Bill Harrigan and Carrie Ann Kennelly.
Mm-hmm.
Hooker, Peter Volandis. The back row, Phil Rothfield and Scott Morrison. At lock is Denny Weidler. And on the bench is Staff Riders, who's captain, Gladys Berejiklian, George Clark, and George Clark.
Nice. That's as good as any team I've seen. And
that's the best one of these that's ever been put out.
Definitely, 100%. I'm glad that we took the time to do that too.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I look forward to reading that team in Fox Sports.
Now that we've done a team, the other thing we've got to do, which this is without notice, we need to do a list. We need to do a bullshit list.
A bullshit list. Like, what will our list be? Like, top 10 somethings? No, we can't do that. So we can't do that. What? We can't do that, Andrew. You know that. How about we do the top 10 people in rugby league that have been involved in rugby league that have just fucking annoyed us. But they're in rugby league. They've got to be involved in the game.
How is that different to what I just said?
Yeah, because journalists are not involved in the game. They're outsiders. They fucking look at the game. They're not involved.
Alrighty.
Yeah? Does that sound good?
So we'll come up with 10 and then we'll put them in order afterwards. We'll come up with 10. So obviously we'll go with can we put Matthew Johns in there?
Yes.
Okay.
Matthew fucking Elliott.
Oh, whoops! I forgot his middle name.
Yeah, you got to get his middle name in there. We have to add the middle names for all of them, all right?
That needs to be there.
Yeah.
Did you know Matthew Johns has the same middle name as Matthew Elliott?
Really? That's interesting. What are the odds?
What are the odds? All right. Who's next? Oh, boy. This is a tough one.
Really?
Yeah. Because you took the journalist angle out of it.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Can I put staff writers in there?
Well, I guess technically staff writers probably ghost writes for some players.
I'll take that as a yes.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, staff writers is good enough to be on 2 lists.
Yeah, that's true. All-rounder staff writers. Okay.
Absolutely.
This next one.
Yeah.
Philip Gould.
Damn. Yeah. Can't pick journos.
No.
How about Graham Annesley?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. That's a really good one. Wow. All right, that's a really impressive one. Okay.
That's a go.
I just fucking got a real good one.
Yeah.
Benny Elias.
Ooh. He's bringing the A game now.
Mr. Rent-A-Quote.
Mr. Rent-A-Quote indeed. Number 4. Well, we've got 4 left.
Okay.
Wow, this is getting tricky. Oh man, I'm struggling. I'm struggling here. I'm struggling.
It's all right. I had one and I lost it. Hey.
Can I put down Clarkey?
No, it's not involved in the game. What the fuck, man?
Just thought I'd put it out there.
Okay.
Involved in the game.
Got to be involved in the game and fucking annoying.
Oh, I've got one.
Yeah.
Trent Barrett.
Yeah, that's a really good one. I don't want to be a first grade coach. I don't want to do the work. I just want to be a first grade coach.
Yeah, maybe you just wanted to buy furniture.
Possibly. Okay. Involved in the game. Annoying. You've said Matthew Johns already. Man, it gets tough, eh?
It is.
How many we got left? 3?
3 to go, which means you've got to pick 2 of them.
Yeah. This is pressure.
It really is.
It's what pressure feels like. Okay. I'm going Greg Florimo.
Greg Florimo?
Yeah. Fucking North Sydney's dead, Greg. Fucking just chuck a fucking rose on the fucking corpse and walk away. Let it rot.
Let it go.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm torn here because I'm thinking either Peter Fitzsimons or Robert Elston.
Who's Robert Elston?
CEO of Super League.
Oh, really? Oh, well, Peter Fitzsimons isn't involved in the game. He's a fucking blowhard.
So should we go with Robert Elston?
100%.
Okay.
100%.
You got the lucky last.
Ooh, you know what? I didn't even realise that we were looking overseas as well. Because I got a fucking list, man. I got a 10 fucking deep list.
All right, well, you're going to have to pick the top one on the list.
Okay. Jamie Peacock. Because, I tell you what, Matthew Johns comes out with some shit. He is a fucking mastermind next to Jamie Peacock.
So that's a pretty solid list.
That's comprehensive, yeah. So who would you put as number 1 though?
Oh well, I tell you what, I'm happy to put Elston at 10.
Yeah, because there's a difference between being fucking annoying because you're annoying and being fucking annoying because what the fuck are you doing?
Exactly. Should we put staff writers at 9?
Yeah, definitely. Staff writers at 9.
What else we got there?
Annoying.
Matty Elliott and Matty Johns.
Matthew Elliott, I'm willing to put at 8 because Matthew Elliott has been irrelevant for his entire career, but very much since he stopped coaching, or I say coaching, what I really mean is absolutely destroying clubs for 10 to 15 years at a time.
Should we have Florimo at 7?
Yeah, because any time, I mean, he was on the news like 2 or 3 days ago. I was like, just get off the fucking TV, Greg.
Yeah. Let's see. Ben Elias at 6.
Oh, wow. I thought you'd have him higher.
No, I've got him in the same sort of mould as you've got Matty Elliott, where he's just irrelevant.
Okay, yeah. Okay, 6, yeah. We're getting at the pointy end now.
So what we've got left is Peacock, Barrett, Annesley, Gould, and Johns.
I think Barrett next.
At 5?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, now it's getting difficult.
Peacock, Annesley, Gould, Johns.
I think Peacock,
Yeah.
because mostly he just blithers into the ether over in England. No one gives a shit. And you only hear it very rarely when he says something dumb. It's like when he says something really dumb.
I'm thinking Gould at 3.
Ooh, really?
Yeah. What do you reckon? No?
I would have him higher than 3 personally.
2. Because I think I've got 1 locked in.
Who's 1? Who do you have as 1?
Annesley.
Yeah, Annesley is 1 at the moment because he's involved in the game directly.
Yeah.
That's fucking annoying.
Which means Matthew Johns is at 3.
I'm willing to go that and put Gould at 2. How about, does that sound like a good compromise to you?
Yeah. I'm happy to go with that.
Okay, I like that list. That's a good list.
That's a very solid list. All right, so we've got those 2 done. Look at that, people. We've folded. We've gone through what everyone else has done, but we've tried to make it a little bit more unique for you.
Yeah, and I think more relevant.
Absolutely. This is miles better.
Yeah, it's been a really good episode. We've covered a lot of bases here.
We have. We've even got some content done.
Yeah, it's pretty good, eh? It's pretty good. Here's a question for you, right? Here's a question. Here's a left field question. Just say you owned a farm, right? And you owned it in southern New South Wales somewhere. Would you be comfortable? Would you ring up and say, "Hey, league freak, are you doing anything? Do you want to come down for a barbecue?" Or would you keep me out not knowing if I had definitely been socially isolating? You don't understand my question.
No more, I wouldn't give a shit.
Oh, wouldn't you?
No, look, we've got to see it from my perspective. I can't social isolate, so I've just got to go and keep doing life as normal anyway.
Yeah.
And, I mean, let's all remember that, it was only a month or so ago that I went and tried to get coronavirus and failed.
Yeah, you did the
so
a weekend of fucking cruising and then flew home on a plane.
Yeah, while walking through Sydney CBD where it was going crazy at the time.
Yeah.
Sat in an airport for 2 hours, 3 hours. Mate, it's something in my head says, maybe it's not that big a deal.
So you heard it here first. Andrew Ferguson, coronavirus is bullshit. Doesn't exist.
But I'm not going to sit there and say, cancel everything.
No.
Because things have been going good.
How weird is it that people use fucking their own anecdotal evidence to just fucking wipe entire things out, It's like,
Exactly.
Well, I've got it. This is fucking bullshit, man. I don't have it.
Exactly. Well, what's the difference between that and the common cold?
Yeah.
Oh, one's killed a shit ton of people in a short period of time. The other one's the common cold.
They're saying all these people are dead. Where are all these people?
Where's the
I haven't
bodies?
seen them.
Some sort of great, madness.
Yeah.
No, it's been great. I mean, people have been cleaning the trains.
Yeah.
That's good. And the buses.
It's been awesome. I haven't had to pretend that I like talking to people. I've liked that part of it.
That's because you're not seeing any. I mean, the other people you see are the ones in the cage out the back. Have you been keeping that door shut just to stay safe?
Fuck, there's a cage out the back with people in it. I haven't been out there for 6 weeks.
That's fine.
Okay.
If there's anything we learnt from Donald Trump,
Yeah.
when he said, the best cure at the moment for coronavirus is to inject yourself with disinfectant, people laughed at him. I thought, why are you laughing? If you kill the host, you're going to kill the virus.
It's got a 100% success rate.
That's going to work. There's genius inside that man's head, and people just mocking him all the time.
Between that and what we talked about in a couple of episodes ago, was it a couple of episodes or last episode? It's a couple of
Who
episodes.
knows? Probably a couple.
Yeah, they all blend in. Somebody today on Twitter asked me what I thought about the Bulldogs. I said something about the Bulldogs. I'm thinking to myself, I don't fucking remember. That was what, 2 months ago now? We've done 27 podcasts in that time.
Yeah, it could have been 3 episodes ago. We wouldn't know.
Yeah, what the fuck, man?
We just move on.
Yeah.
This is just disposable content. You listen to it once and you move on for your life.
Yeah, we're in the middle of fucking pandemic. We're a rugby league podcast and there's no rugby league. Come on, this is the Etch-a-Sketch of podcasts.
Exactly. We're still managed to talk about rugby league somehow.
Yeah. Barely.
Barely. We're doing a better job than Fox Sports.
Yeah. Anyway, $50,000 fine for having a barbecue with your mates during a lockdown. That's pretty good. I reckon.
Think of all the steak that they've missed out on getting because of that fine.
Mm,
That's the biggest crime here.
That really is. Man, I could go a weekend like that right now, though. Just chucking some steaks on a fire pit.
Yeah.
Fucking bush bashing trail bikes and shit. Pulling out a shotgun. Shooting at cans.
Well, what's Cairns ever done to you?
Yeah, I like Cairns, actually. Cairns is pretty good.
I thought you wanted to shoot at Tamworth. Wasn't there a story about Tamworth and Rugby League recently?
Oh, the poor fucking New Zealand Warriors,
I haven't
right?
had pizza enough.
Yeah, exactly. And they're going to they're going to socially isolate them in Tamworth, which is a really good fucking name for whatever happens in Tamworth, is socially isolated. The only time everyone meets up is when there's a fucking country music festival or the meth runs out. And so, yeah, they're going to put them in Tamworth. So if they didn't already hate Australia, they're really going to hate Australia. It might fire them up, eh? They might come over here, spend 2 weeks in Tamworth, socially isolated, and then just tear in because they just want to fucking give it to Australians.
I'd say what they should do, as part of the compromise deal, say, okay, Warriors, you got to stay at Tamworth, but the upside is we're not going to drug test any of you for the entire year.
Yeah, I'm not a drug user, but if I had to spend 2 fucking weeks in Tamworth, I'd need something to get me by, just to take the edge off,
Yeah, you need a lot of something.
If that just happened to be some meth, I'm guessing you get like 4 days into it. I was there for 24 hours and it was too much.
Yeah, it's an interesting place. I think what they call it is country charm.
Country charm. Why does a place shut down at 6 p.m? Why?
That'd be the country charm.
Country charm.
Inconvenience is otherwise known as charm. I don't know how that works. You hear it all the time in England. They talk about the country charm in some of the places in the north there because nothing's open after midday on a Sunday.
Yeah.
How is that fucking charming?
It's just annoying.
Yeah. But don't get it. There you go. Poor old Warriors.
Yeah. Hopefully
I'd give them 15. No, I'd give them 16 premiership points.
Mm-hmm.
Just for the fact they've got to stay at Tamworth.
You know what I would do if I was a Warriors player? I would say I'm staying at home, and the whole team could go to Tamworth, and then I'd say I've changed my mind. I'm flying over to Australia, but I'll do my 2 weeks in the Marriott, thanks.
Exactly.
That's the way to do it, Warriors.
Yeah. Take it from us, and we're not mucking around here.
No.
Go to the Marriott, seriously.
Do not go to Tamworth. Okay, yeah. I know you're in Auckland. I know it's not great, man. But don't go to Tamworth.
Yeah.
I'm begging you. You will not be the same.
We won't go any further because we might have to start editing stuff out. But yeah, don't go there.
Imagine Huddersfield, but without the history. But I know Huddersfield doesn't have the history anymore because they closed the Rugby League Museum. But imagine it without knowing that the history used to be there. And then meth.
And heaps less people.
Yeah. But heaps of meth. It's everywhere.
There's as much meth in Tamworth as there is fish and chips in Huddersfield.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It literally is that even proportion, despite Huddersfield having quite a significantly higher population.
Yeah, man. I really did feel like Huddersfield was the end of the world. It's so weird.
Yeah, as we know, there are
Do you,
worse places.
do you reckon you will ever go to Huddersfield ever again?
Yeah, probably will.
Really? You know what? I feel like I will go there again just to see if I was right the first time.
It's an interesting little quirk. I must admit, I didn't find it the worst place I went to in England.
Yeah, what was that place you went to that the tide went out and it stank?
Cleethorpes.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, when the tide went out, it was just mud. They didn't have a beach. And they were very, very optimistic because they put a pier out there. And for half the day, the pier is just this high walkway over the top of mud. And when you get sick of the mud, you can turn around and go back inland a little bit and just smell all the diesel refineries.
Jeez. There's some weird smells in England, hey? There really is.
It's a very unique place there.
Yeah.
That's out in the Humber region.
Yep. East Hull stinks. Wakefield fucking stinks. Wakefield fucking reeks. I walked through the industrial area of Manchester after the Super League Grand Final in 2006. That wasn't the worst part of England I went to. How about that?
There you go. It's we've alienated a few parts of the world, haven't we?
Yeah, but fuck them.
Well, I think the natural progression of the episode now is for me to say, have we had any emails?
No, we haven't actually. No emails. I was hoping that people would send in their emails after our episode about how to cure coronavirus, but no, nobody did. Bunch of pricks. So I'd want to give a shout out though, if I may.
You may indeed.
Yeah, there is a gym in Seven Hills, and it's called Pump Station Fitness. Now, I'm telling you what, if you're in Seven Hills, you're looking to pump some iron, you're looking to get swole, you're looking to just get fucking ripped out the other side of this pandemic, I want you to go to Pump Station Fitness because it's a good place, run by good people.
Mate, I'm hoping it's only gym work that goes on at Pump Station.
It is. It's all gym work all the time.
24/7?
I don't know if it's 24/7. I don't know. But it's really good.
Let's say it is, and the management will just have to come around to what we're saying.
Yeah.
24/7. You'll make it bugger. 25/7.
25/8.
25/8.
But yeah, it's a really good gym, and I recommend it highly.
Likewise. Well, there you go. That's our first endorsement.
Yeah. That and a Porto.
Well, I wouldn't say the Porto one's an endorsement. That's just us being honest.
Yeah, a Porto is Bay.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. How come they don't deliver all the time?
They do. Don't you just get it with one of those?
What, do they deliver at midnight?
Oh no, I think they close at about 11, depending on where you are. 10:30, 11. Sometimes midnight. Depends.
Us content producers often do a lot of work until 2 or 3 in the morning. How are we supposed to get a Porto into us at that time of day?
I know, right? It'd be handy, man. I could just go it now. Damn it.
Something they've got to work on.
Yeah.
Anyway, any other comments, shout-outs, promotion?
Check out rugbyleaguepodcastingnetwork.com. A lot of good podcasts there.
All of the best podcasts are there.
Yeah, all the best ones. Go to patreon.com/RL Project. Do you want to help support the finest rugby league historian on planet Earth? Go to RL Project on Patreon and donate to the cause, because the cause needs you. Without you, the cause doesn't get finished, and we want it to be finished.
Hang on, Tony Collins has nothing to do with that website.
How dare you?
Yeah, and you know what? Support independent rugby league content producers like this guy here, League Freak. Go to patreon.com/League Freak. Give him some coin. You know he's good for it. Wink, wink.
Less than a cup of coffee a month.
Wow. It's probably going to be the cost of a cup of coffee, given that the Aussie dollar's starting to slide a little.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's $3. So, yeah, by the time you're listening to this, the way the Australian dollar goes...
It'll be 2 coffees.
It's a personal loan. Okay.
Yeah. But you know it's going to good use.
Yeah, everything goes straight to website costs, which it's because they're all in US dollars. So there's a lot of them. I won't lie, right now, those costs in US dollars are not fun. And it goes to podcasting equipment, such as my microphone stand. I've posted details of that actually on the Patreon if you want to check that out. So, yeah, because I want to make sure that people on the Patreon know where the money's going and what it's been used for.
Transparency and honesty.
Yeah, well, I like to do it considering that it's not in Rugby League, so.
That's true. I'll tell you what, if you've got any ideas for League Freak on what content he should put on the Patreon, for Patreon-only subscribers, so you pay money and you get exclusive content straight from League Freak, let us know at Fergo Freak Pod on Twitter what you think you should put on there.
You know what? I might do like a Q&A or something on there. Something, I don't know. I at the moment, what I'm doing is keeping people up to date with where their money's going. And but yeah, I'm open to suggestions. So just, podcast at leaguefreak.com. Flick me some suggestions.
I've got one idea.
Yeah.
And I'll put in I'll put in Bitcoin for you to do an interview with Matthew Elliott.
There's no fucking way Matthew Elliott would talk. No fucking way. I mean, what would my questions be? Hey Matt, so first of all, what the fuck were you thinking? Okay?
Yeah,
what were you thinking?
Every single question will start with those words.
Yeah. When you left the Bulls and they become immediately successful, and then you went to Canberra, and they struggled for the next 15 years, and then you went to the Panthers, who had really just not that long ago won a premiership, and you actually absolutely destroyed that entire club from top to bottom. And then you went to the New Zealand Warriors, who weren't too bad at the time, and you absolutely destroyed that club from top to bottom. What were you thinking?
I'm more amazed. I'd just be saying, how'd you do it?
I would like to know that too. How did he get the job at the Warriors? What the fuck did he say in that interview that they walked out of there and were like, you know what? Yeah, Matthew Elliott.
Well, let's be honest. They've also hired Stephen Kearney after him, so
yeah,
they're easily impressed.
They once hired Frank Endicott.
Yeah. Tell you what.
Wasn't Frank Endicott a shit coach? Fuck, he was a shit coach.
I'm surprised Matthew Elliott hasn't put his hat in the ring for the Rugby Australia top job with a resume like that, which you just mentioned.
Yeah, well, I guess, Australian Castle can get a job doing it. So what are you going to do in this? Oh, I'm fucking clueless. You're hired.
Well, given that he's taken successful ventures and made them crap.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be a reverse effect if he takes over something crap and he just becomes an absolute genius and just makes them successful.
It's possible, I guess, hey?
Probably not, but, it's worth a crack.
It'd be funny to watch, wouldn't it? Yeah, it would be funny. They're going good. They haven't got a CEO and they might lose their Kiwi coach who hasn't coached a game yet.
That's all right.
Fucking beautiful. You know what, Peter Fitzsimons, why don't you just get on the blower and say, can we just ask laddies to not allow them to play rugby union ever again? Because it's over in Australia. It's done.
Why doesn't Pirate Pete go and offer to be the coach?
Oh, yeah. That would be good.
It can't be hard. I mean, Alan Jones did it.
Yeah. Don't.
He tried in
Don't,
Rugby League as well, but that
don't.
went bad.
Careful.
That went real bad. And did you see his interview when he was on Fox Sports about a year or two ago?
No, what did he say?
Oh, he just spoke horseshit.
Not like.
He's bringing up stats and stuff, and none of them made any sense. Talking about how Balmain had the best wingers in 1992 or 93 when he was there, and it was based on the fact that they scored more tries than any other wing combination.
Oh,
But when you looked at the stats, you found out that they didn't do that at all.
Oh, really?
They weren't even close.
Oh, jeez.
Weren't even close. He's just pulling numbers out of his ass, trying to make it sound like he knew what he was talking about. And Matty John's sitting there going, oh, yeah, he's going along with it, and did not once pull him up on any of it. And I went, I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the biggest load of horseshit ever.
Do you remember there was a Rick Charlesworth, I think was his name. He was a hockey coach.
I went to the test team in cricket.
Yeah, but people used to be like, oh, yeah, he's such a good coach. He could coach anything. He could coach a rugby league team. And I'm thinking to myself, what the fuck are people talking about? Like, it's not interchangeable.
No, it's not. I'm just trying to find these tweets that I made about it. I think the interview with Alan Jones was in 2012.
Oh, that's a long time ago then. I thought you were like last year.
Here you go. I took one of his quotes. Here you go. He said, and this is quoted, in 1 year, I don't know which year it was, I had two wingers, Clint Robertson on one wing and Tim Brasher on the other, and they were the two highest scoring point scorers in the game in that year. One scored 26 tries and the other scored 24. And I said, I'll tell you what year, Alan. No year. Because I'm pretty sure that by the time Gary Jackford, left, Tim Brasher was playing centre and then moving to fullback.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Like, he was a centre and fullback more than he was a winger, wasn't he?
Yeah. So then I went through and had a look and got some stats for him. Said Balmain scored 66 tries in 1992 alone, and he's saying that the two wingers scored 50 alone.
That's so strange. I wonder if he meant over 2 seasons. And
maybe
he just
3.
Got mixed up. Yeah, maybe.
But he did say in 1 year.
Yeah, and maybe he just got it mixed up.
He got a lot of things mixed up. In fact, he got all of the things mixed up. This is the coach who got rid of Gary Freeman.
Yeah, well, Gary Freeman was only like a guy that took a team to, two grand finals.
Yeah, and then went to... Did he go to Penrith and win the Dally M?
Wasn't it? Didn't he go to Easts and then come to Penrith?
Yeah, something like that. He won the Dally M not long after he left the Tigers.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure that he went to Easts, not for very long, and then he come to Penrith. Man, he's another one of those players that people forget. He's going to forget about. It's funny when people say that Stacey Jones is the best halfback in New Zealand Rugby League history, and I'm like, what the hell are they talking about? Gary Freeman was so much better than Stacey Jones.
Yeah, look, I'm probably a bit biased, but I think Gary Freeman was much better.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Alan Jones. What an ass clown. Anything else we want to chuck in there?
No, I reckon we're good. You know what the good thing is? That now that we've got a lot of the stuff set for the season, we're going to start getting actual proper concrete details. It's going to be great. We can start talking about footy again. We start talking about what's happening on the field, who's going to be playing who. Oh, I can't wait. It's just going to be so refreshing.
No more lists.
No more fucking lists and teams and drafts and bullshit.
I agree. And I suppose we should wrap it up then, eh?
Yeah. Thanks everyone for listening.
Yeah. Hope you enjoyed our team and our top 10 thing that we did list. They were bloody unique. No one's going to have thought of doing those. So there you go. Thanks for tuning in. Follow us on Twitter at Fergo Freak Pod. We're on Instagram, same name, Fergo Freak Pod. We're on Facebook, YouTube. Subscribe, like us, do all that sort of stuff. Click all the buttons. That's what you're going to do. You don't need to do anything else. Just click heaps of buttons. And make sure you leave us a 5-star review. Talk us up. We'll read it out on the podcast. We'll make you famous.
Yeah, that'd be great. Get those reviews going on Apple and iTunes and all that.
Yeah, get in there. And we'll leave you with that homework. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next time.